What's up guys, I'm Newbie Dave and today we're exploring the Badlands. Let's get started. So how's it going, y'all? Hope you're having a great week. So normally the Badlands biomes are pretty hard to find, but fortunately I found one pretty early on in the game when I was exploring. I went ahead and marked it on the map, but other than that I haven't gone back to it. So that's my plan for today, is we're going to go exploring the Badlands, and I do want to set up like a little mini base there, like a little outpost, because I plan on going back there a lot to get terracotta and red sand and maybe some gold. But it's not going to become like a permanent dwelling. So we're going to bring us some supplies with us today. But we're not going to go crazy and set up like this whole base with structures and everything. So to start off, we are going to bring some obsidian and some flint and steel, because we're going to be building a nether portal that will get us to the Badlands quicker in the future. So I'm just going to start throwing some of this into a spare shulker box that I've got to make it easier to carry. We're also going to bring a little bit of wood. We don't need a whole lot. I'm going to bring a little bit of dark oak and a little bit of acacia. I'm also going to bring a couple lanterns and some torches. I'll just, I'll go ahead and make the, sorry. I was deciding whether I wanted to make the lanterns now or just bring the torches and blocks of iron. I'll go ahead and make them. It's not like this can take up a ton of inventory space. Also going to bring a bed, because it is going to be like a new little outpost somewhere that we're going to potentially spend large amounts of time, but not often, if that makes sense. So we're going to need somewhere to sleep to pass the nights. Then I'm going to bring a little bit of cobblestone and a little bit of coal, just so we can set up some like furnaces. I'll bring, 30 should be enough. So we can set up some furnaces to smelt stuff while we're there if we need to. Speaking of smelting stuff, I am going to go ahead and bring, I'll bring a full stack of sand, because we're going to be smelting some of that to make some glass while we're there. And specifically I want to make some orange glass, so I'm going to bring some orange dye. Actually, come to think of it, I'm also going to bring a whole lot of sandstone. I'll bring 2 full sacks of sandstone, because even though I've probably said this 3 or 4 times already, we're not building like a full new base, I do still kind of want to put a little bit of effort into decorating it and making it look nice. And so I'm going to use some sandstone to do that. Now I'm probably forgetting something, but I think we've got everything we need for now. So we'll go ahead and hop over into the Nether and start. Whoa, I just remembered the most important thing that I almost forgot, and that's going to be my map. So I did already mark where the Badlands are on a map early on in the game. I've got a copy of this in my chest, so I'm going to bring that copy. I think it's map 9. Yeah, so this will tell us where we need to go to get there. Now the Badlands, they're not too terribly far away. Like I could just use my elytra and fly there pretty quickly, but of course I'm going to go ahead and build out one of these tunnels from my nether hub so I can get back and forth much more easily in the future. I've already started to dig out a tunnel in each direction, and I intentionally left this unlit because I'm hoping I can get some piglins to spawn here for something I want to do in the future. So far I haven't gotten any, but that's why there's a partial tunnel already dug out down here. So even though you can't explore maps in the Nether, it does show you where your position is if it's a locator map. So you can see my little red arrow on the map down there. That's why we brought this map, is I'm going to dig this tunnel out until I get to the little green arrow, which is where I left a copy of this map in the Badlands. So that's where we need to dig in the Nether to build a Nether portal to get to where we want to go. And I'm not going to bother digging out the whole tunnel and putting down the ice roads and all that stuff right now. For now, I'm just going to worry about getting where I need to go, and then maybe between episodes sometime I'll come back and actually build this thing out some more. Alright, so it looks like right about here is going to put us just south of that marker, and so now I'm going to turn and start going north. And looky there, we found another little cavern up here pretty high in the Nether. These things aren't that common, that's why I built my Nether hub so high up, but this is probably the second or third one that I've run into. And unfortunately, this is exactly where we need to be. So, what do I want to do here? I think since I've got plenty of netherrack to spare, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of fill this in, create a little room for my nether portal, and that way I won't have to worry about spawns in the future. Okay, that's a lot better. So now we will get out our obsidian and flint and steel, and we'll build ourselves a little nether portal, and this should take us right into the Badlands. And here we are. Now, it looks like we're down kind of in a little valley area, and it is nighttime. There's creepers nearby, so I'm going to go ahead and sleep. And I'm actually going to go ahead and break down this nether portal that automatically generated in the overworld, because this is certainly not where I want to build my little outpost. It will be somewhere pretty close to this spot, but it's not going to be on this exact spot. So as long as I build it within like 100 or 120 blocks in the overworld, it should still link up to the same nether portal in the nether. Now obviously I have been here before, that's how I was able to place a locator map, but I haven't really done a whole lot of exploring. So that's the first thing I want to do, is I want to do a little bit of exploring. So I'm going to get my elytra out, and I'll grab some rockets. And I'm going to start by just kind of exploring the outskirts, not the outskirts, kind of the edges of the Badlands. Kind of see how far this biome goes, if there's any kind of points of interest that might warrant a further investigation. Just kind of see what we're working with here. So it looks like we've got a nice big ocean on this side. I think I said at the very beginning of the series, I like oceans. I like coastlines. The fact that this Badlands biome goes right up against an ocean, I think that's fantastic. So it looks like this thing kind of dead ends at the edge of a desert, which isn't too surprising. I think Badlands and deserts usually go side by side, or savannas. Oh look, and there's a little village off in the distance there. So there's a lot of really cool things about Badlands. The reason I wanted to come out here to explore this some more, for one, they're just really unique. You don't see this kind of landscape anywhere else in Minecraft, and I think it's kind of beautiful. These things are just absolutely covered in terracotta, and you can see the little stripes of different colored terracotta. It creates this really cool landscape effect that, again, it's unique. You only find this type of terrain in the Badlands. There's also a lot of red sand in the Badlands, which can be used to create red sandstone and red sandstone walls. And then also gold is a lot easier to find in the Badlands. It spawns, or it generates more often. Oh, a little abandoned village. So yeah, gold generates more often in the Badlands biomes, and it also generates at higher Y levels. Normally I think it will generate up to Y32, but in the Badlands something like up to Y62 or 74 or something, much higher. You can actually find it like up near the surface. Oh wow, check this out. There's it's a little crack in the earth, a little ravine in the middle of the Badlands. Holy smoke. So yeah, look at all the gold that's down there. So because this thing is in a Badlands biome, you can see it's just kind of cut through all the different pockets of gold. That's really cool. And looks like there's some abandoned mine shafts down there. That's really neat. I don't think I've ever run across a ravine like this in a Badlands biome. Oh, hey, check that out. Right in the middle of this thing, I think it's called like a wooded Badlands biome. And so there's actually some oak trees growing on top of this little plateau over here. That's kind of cool. All right, so we mostly explored the outline, the edges of this biome. It's pretty big, as you can see. It takes up most of the middle of this map. And I think what I want to do is, this is pretty close to the marker where I built my nether portal in the nether. And so I think I'm going to go ahead and move my portal up here. I want to be on the top because it's got a really nice view. You can see there's a swamp over there. There's some mountains in the distance. Birch forest over there. Savanna. No, that's the wooded Badlands over there. But there's like a river right here cutting through the Badlands. This is a really nice spot. I like the view. And so this is where I'm going to build my little outpost. This is where I'm going to put my nether portal. And yeah, this is where we're going to be working today. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is kind of level this out a little bit. So I'm going to dig up this terracotta. All this terracotta that's kind of fleshy colored like this is just straight up terracotta. But you can also find different colors of terracotta, like this is going to be yellow terracotta. You can see little strips of white terracotta, red terracotta. And so you can find a lot of different colors of terracotta in the Badlands. You can also just dye this stuff. You add some terracotta to some dye on a crafting table, and you can dye it any color you want. And I think you can dye any colored terracotta from any other color. So I don't think you have to start with just plain old terracotta. Like I think you could dye white terracotta yellow or yellow terracotta red or whatever. And I do not have my shulker box. Oh no, I think I may have left it back where my portal was. I put it down to get some stuff out, and it may have just like been camouflaged in the red sand and I may have missed it. Okay, yeah, there it is. Whew, that was a little bit scary. Okay, so I'm just gonna put my bed down. I'll put my shulker box down. I'm gonna get some of this wood and create a crafting table. Just set up a little temporary working area so I can work on the rest of this thing. Do you know what I forgot to bring? I forgot to bring a stone cutter. It was on my list and I just overlooked it. I needed a stone cutter so I can cut at some walls. And I already broke down my nether portal. I think I can probably make one pretty easily. All I need is a little bit of stone and some iron. So I think I saw a little cave over there. Yeah, it looks like there may be a cave or a ravine. I'm just gonna go look for some iron really quick. Alright, so that wasn't too bad. Got a little bit of stone, a little bit of iron, make myself a stone cutter, and we're good to go. So the first thing that we need to do in our little outpost here is put down some lighting, because as soon as nighttime comes, we're just right out in the open. There's going to be a lot of skeletons, some creepers. Everything's just going to start spawning and it's not going to be very pretty. So I'll put down some lighting so they don't spawn too close to our little outpost, and then we'll start setting up some defenses. So for this build, I'm also going to want a lot of red sand. And I think, yeah, there's a whole lot of red sand over here. So I'm going to head over here, grab some red sand, probably about 2 full stacks, and then we'll head back. So if you're good at math, you might have noticed that's more than 2 full stacks of red sand. But what I meant to say was I want 2 full stacks of red sandstone, and red sandstone takes 4 red sand, so I actually needed 8 full stacks. So we're going to head back and craft up some red sandstone. Alright, so here's kind of what I'm thinking for this little outpost. I'm going to make a lot of red sandstone walls, and also just some regular sandstone walls. And I want to go around this thing and just build like a big circle of walls to keep all the monsters out. So I think I'll go kind of, yeah, go this way a little bit, maybe make a little turn, another little turn. Like I don't have a specific shape in mind that I'm going for. Whoops, certainly not that though. And I'm going to keep going with this, but I also want to come back afterwards and I'm going to put a second layer of just regular sandstone on top of this. And step back and take a look at that. So I think that looks kind of cool. I think it goes with the landscape because the Badlands, you've got all these stripes of colors. And so I'm going to kind of work that into the design for this thing. And then every so often, I'm going to also put in some glass windows. So this is why I brought this orange dye. So I'm going to make some orange stained glass and then turn this into some orange stained glass pane. And what I'm going to do is at eye level, I'll like knock one of these out, one of the sandstone out. I'll put in some orange, put in some orange glass instead. And then I think going over that, I'll go back to the red sandstone wall. Kind of like that. So I'm not going to build like full walls. Like I'm not going to keep going red sandstone, red. I'm not going to keep going red sandstone, sandstone, red sandstone, sandstone all the way up. It's just going to be a wall around this thing. But every so often I want to put a little window so you can see through, so you don't feel like you're like trapped in this thing. Now we can't just go around with walls all the way or else we will be trapped in this thing. We need to occasionally have a little exit. So what I'm going to do is we'll come over here to the stone cutter. I'm going to make some just cut sandstone and also some chiseled red sandstone. And then we'll do some of the regular sandstone as well. I think I'll do, yeah, just cut sandstone. So every so often, I think I'll do one here. We'll do just, it will go from the red sandstone wall to the cut red sandstone. Skip a block, another red cut sandstone. Continue the wall past that. And then on top of this, we'll do cut sandstone on each side. On top of that, the chiseled red sandstone. And then on this side, I think I'm going to go with some more red cut sandstone. This is quickly turning into a tongue twister with all the red sandstone and cut sandstone. So yeah, we'll do this, and then on top of that I'm going to do wall. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. So this is going to be the entrance to this thing. Now I don't want mobs coming in here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to first of all extend this a little bit because I don't like having an elevation change like right in front of the door. So this is why we brought the dark oak logs and the acacia wood. So I'm going to make a dark oak fence gate, and then I'm also going to make an acacia pressure plate. So we'll put the gate, I think we'll just put it right there in the middle, and then pressure plate right there. So this is going to be very similar to the doors in my house where you just walk over the pressure plate, the gate opens, and you walk off, it closes. That way this thing will always close behind us, and we don't have to worry about mobs getting in. But since it's a gate, you can see over it, you can see through it, but mobs can't get in. So I want to create this sort of open, airy feeling to this thing. It's not a structure. I don't want it to be completely closed off, but I do still want it to be safe. And I am definitely going to need some more red sandstone because I don't think this is going to make it all the way around. Alright, that is going to take care of all the walls, and just in time for sunset, so hopefully we've lit this thing up well enough. We shouldn't get any spawns on the inside. I might put it down one more torch right there. And any of the monsters that spawn outside this thing now shouldn't be able to come in and cause us any problems. So I am going to kind of tidy this up a little bit. I'm going to move some of these torches up onto the wall, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time really decorating this thing today. Maybe I'll devote like a weekend update to that or something. I am going to leave my bed kind of pretty close to the middle of this thing because we can still get spawns outside, and I really hate it when I try to sleep and I can't because there's mobs like on the other side of the wall. So I'll probably just leave my bed in the middle. And then finally we need to actually build our little nether portal in this place. I think I'm going to, I think I'm just going to put it right in the middle here. I was considering putting it off to the side so it's just kind of a feature instead of the main attraction. Yeah, actually I like that better. I'm going to put it off to the side. I don't want it to be like the middle of this outpost. And I'll just go ahead and take the time and effort to make this thing a little bit bigger than the bare minimum. Yeah, that should be good. So if we light this thing up and go through it, we should end up back in the nether portal that we built in the nether. Perfect. Now I brought all these lanterns with me, so I might as well use them. I think I'll put these up on top of the, walls on the outsides of the door here. And I don't really want to go crazy with the lanterns right now because I don't really have a plan for how I'm going to decorate or design this thing. But yeah, I'll put a few around. And that's actually going to wrap it up for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I realize that this may look a little unfinished, but I wasn't really going for like a new base. I just wanted a little safe outpost in the Badlands where we could come out here, do some work, mine some resources, craft stuff, and not have to worry about getting griefed by mobs. So like I said, I'll probably come back here sometime, maybe this weekend or next weekend, and kind of tidy up and decorate because honestly, this is a little bit below my standards. I just wanted a safe place to work for now, and another portal so we can get to and from this place a lot more easily. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button, and while you're down there, feel free to subscribe so you'll get notified of future episodes as they come out. Thanks y'all, and have a great day.